Hey there, it's Jessica, and welcome back to the English Pro Podcast. So, I have to confess something embarrassing that happened to me last week. I was scrolling through Instagram comments, and someone wrote, "She ate and left no crumbs," about a singer's performance, and I literally sat there for 5 minutes trying to figure out why everyone was talking about food when the video was about singing. Then it hit me. This is internet English. And even though I'm a native speaker, sometimes these online phrases catch me off guard too. If I'm confused, imagine how you must feel when you're trying to learn English and suddenly everyone's speaking in memes and comment slang that makes no logical sense. Here's what I realized. If you want to understand conversations on social media, YouTube comments, or even casual chats with people your age, you need to know internet English. Today, I'm going to decode the most common phrases you see online so you can finally understand what everyone's really saying when they comment, "I can't even," or say less on posts. Why internet English matters for you. Here's the thing about learning English in 2025. So much of our communication happens online now. You might have perfect grammar from your textbooks, but if you don't understand internet phrases, you're missing huge chunks of real conversations. I remember helping my friend's mom understand why her daughter kept saying, "That's low-key amazing" about everything. She thought low-key meant quietly, which technically it does, but online it means something completely different. This is exactly what happens to English learners. You know the traditional meanings, but the internet has created a whole new layer of communication. The problem is that these phrases spread so fast through social media that they become part of everyday English before they ever make it into any textbook. So, let me break down the most important ones you're definitely seeing but maybe not understanding. The "I can't even" family. Let me start with one of the most confusing phrases, "I can't even." This means you're so overwhelmed, shocked, or amazed by something that you literally can't finish your thought. For example, if someone shows you an incredibly beautiful sunset photo, you might comment, "I can't even," because you're so impressed you don't even know what to say. Here's a similar one, "I have no words." This means something is so amazing, terrible, or surprising that you literally cannot think of what to say. Like this. If your friend tells you they got their dream job, you might respond, "I have no words," because you're so happy and excited for them. Another one you'll see constantly is "I'm done." This doesn't mean you're finished with the task. It means you're so amused, frustrated, or overwhelmed that you're giving up on trying to process whatever just happened. You might say "I'm done" after watching a hilarious video that made you laugh too hard. The agreement and support phrases. Now let me share some phrases people use to show agreement or support online. "Say less" is super popular right now. This means you don't need to explain more, "I'm already convinced," or "I'm totally in." For example, if your friend texts, "Want to get pizza tonight?" you could respond, "Say less," meaning yes, absolutely, let's do it. Here's one that sounds weird but makes perfect sense. "She ate." This means someone did something perfectly, impressively, or with great skill. Like this. If a singer gives an incredible performance, people will comment, "She ate." It has nothing to do with food. It means she completely nailed it and left everyone amazed. You can try "That's it, that's the tweet," when someone says something so perfectly that there's nothing more to add. For instance, if someone makes a brilliant point about a movie, you might respond, "That's it, that's the tweet," meaning they've said everything that needs to be said about it. The subtle opinion phrases. Here's where internet English gets really interesting. We have these phrases that let us express opinions in a softer way. Lowkey means kind of or somewhat, but it's used when you want to admit something without being too intense about it. For example, you might say, "I'm low-key obsessed with this show," meaning you really like it, but you're trying to sound casual about it. Let me tell you about Highkey. This is the opposite of Lowkey. This means you're being very obvious or intense about something. Like this, If you absolutely love a new restaurant, you might say, "I'm Highkey recommending this place to everyone," meaning you're openly and enthusiastically telling people about it. Another one I use all the time is "not gonna lie" or "NGL." This means you're about to be honest about something, often something you might not normally admit. You might say, "Not gonna lie, I watched that entire series in one day," when you're admitting to binge watching something. The social media reaction phrases. Now let me explain some phrases that are all about social media interactions. Ratio is interesting. This originally meant when a reply to a post gets more likes than the original post, which usually happens when people disagree with the original. But now, people just comment ratio when they think a post is wrong or they disagree with it. Here's one you'll see everywhere. "This ain't it, chief." This means this is not good, or this is not the right approach. For example, if someone posts a really bad fashion choice, people might comment, "This ain't it, chief," meaning they think it looks terrible. You can try "we love to see it" when something good happens, especially when someone succeeds or does something impressive. Like this. If your friend posts about getting a promotion, you might comment, "We love to see it," meaning you're happy for their success. When and where to use Internet English. Here's something important to remember. Internet English is super casual and mostly used online or in very informal conversations with friends. Don't use these phrases in job interviews, formal emails, or academic writing. They're perfect for social media comments, casual texting, or relaxed conversations with people your age. I learned this the hard way when I used "say less" in an email to my professor once. She had no idea what I meant. Know your audience with friends online? Perfect. Informal situations? Stick to standard English, understanding versus using. Here's the thing, you don't have to use all of these phrases yourself, but understanding them is crucial for following online conversations. Some might feel natural to you, others might not match your personality, and that's totally fine. Start by just recognizing these phrases when you see them. When you're scrolling through comments or watching videos, notice when people use "I can't even" or "she ate." Once you understand what they mean, you can decide which ones feel right for you to use. The goal isn't to sound like everyone else online, it's to understand what people are actually saying so you can be part of the conversation. Practice in real life. The best way to learn Internet English is to observe it in action. When you're on social media, YouTube, or reading comments, pay attention to these phrases. You'll start seeing patterns, like how "she ate" is always used positively, or how "low-key" softens whatever comes after it. Try using one or two phrases that feel natural to you first. Maybe start with "say less" when you agree with something, or "low-key" when you want to admit something casually. Don't force it. If it doesn't feel right, that's okay too. The evolution of language. Here's something fascinating. Internet English changes constantly. New phrases appear, others fade away, and meanings evolve. What's popular today might be different next year, and that's totally normal. Language is alive, especially online. The key is staying curious and not being afraid to ask when you see something new. Most people are happy to explain internet slang, and they'll respect you for wanting to understand current English rather than just textbook English. This is Jessica, and you've been listening to the English Pro podcast. Keep exploring, keep learning, and remember, every comment section is a chance to practice understanding real English. See you in the next episode.